What is going on, everybody? Hope you all are well. Today we are taking a first look at Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We are covering this on the Xbox Series X. Full disclosure, we are actually playing the Game Pass version of this today. And even though a code for the game was not provided by the publisher, a Game Pass code was provided by Microsoft. And as this game is on Game Pass, when playing the Game Pass version, I felt disclosure was warranted. But please keep in mind, this is not paid content, and the publisher has no control of my critical opinion of the game. We're actually booted into the game. Usually I like to boot into the game when we start these videos, but this game takes a while to boot. And also this game, so we're covering this on the 17th of 12th 2024, so this game has been out almost a month, so we're covering this a little bit late. The reason that is, when it launched in a state broken, servers were broken, people couldn't get into the game first couple of days, and just loading. Then they had all kinds of bugs and issues with it. People's marketplace content was not loading. So they had two mini patches since the release, and they had a massive patch that came out like last week. So I thought, it's maybe a bit more stable now, so it's worth probably covering now. I was initially going to cover this maybe next year when everything was working and stable, but I felt, maybe now's a good time. So before we get into gameplay, let me just talk about what this is, right? Because we covered Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. That video is up on the channel, go check it out. So if we go here, let me just first show the big change they've done here, right? So the first big change they've done with 2024 is obviously they got all the graphics improvements and everything, but it's the way that the game installs and runs and everything. So the last game, it was like a massive download, and then you had to download like packs from different regions, Japan, Asia, and there was like 4 or 5 big world content packs that you had to download, which was big in themselves. It took forever to install, and then those, when they updated like those map sections of those regions of the world, those packs would update, right? So it was a constant pain to always, make sure you have the right packs installed for the places you're going to be going around the world. Even if you weren't, everybody just wanted to have everything installed, just so if you happen to, just randomly want to fly anywhere, you have that information there. So that's how the last game ran. The big difference here is the base game is like tiny, is like 28, 28.6 gig. It might be smaller before the patch drop, but that's what it's standing at now. And then they have a rolling cache. It starts off at 16 gig, and I've been playing this for about half an hour off stream just to test audio stuff. So this has gone up to like 18 gig already. So it's probably base 16, and then you can adjust it in the settings of how much you want your rolling cache to be. If anybody doesn't know what rolling cache is, it's like when the game updates itself, it gets to a certain limit, and then it'll replace those files, right? So you can set that pretty high if you want, but obviously Xbox on the PC side, you'd probably want to do that. On the console side, because we're limited in space, you probably don't want to do that. So yeah, so then people are wondering like, oh, what's happened to those world packs and how does that all work? So there's gonna be a lot of explanation to. So this time round, the game does a lot of the cloud streaming stuff. So you install the base game, and then it streams in a lot of that information of where you are on the map, where you are in the world, and what information it needs for you to load in. So on the surface, especially on the console side, you'd think, that may be a good thing, because I didn't want to, like, the reason I dropped 2020 is because I didn't want to constantly keep everything updated. The file size got too big. When I want to have a quick just jump in and fly around, I got to make sure my packs are updated and blah, blah, blah. So here, that's, in that sense, it's cleaner, right? You've got unless they do their game updates, you got nothing to install and packs and all that. They all do that on the server side. Downside is obviously you got to have a better internet connection. All that is streamed now, so obviously you're gonna have to always be online. So I'm assuming this game is always online, right? There's not like there is a single player component, but because the way it streams information and everything, so yeah, the downside of that, you got to have better internet connection. The extra downside to that is, so one, that was the reason I dropped 2020, because I didn't want to keep everything updated and installed all the time. The second reason was, even though this was technically good as a console game, it just took too long to boot up the game and get into a quick flight. If I could just jump into it, get like, oh, there's Microsoft Flight Simulator installed on my dashboard, I click the icon, within 1 minute I'm flying somewhere. that took forever. The game took forever to boot, couple of minutes. Then if you had to do pack stuff and load and all that, then get into the game, and then you're set. So that was the main reason I uninstalled this game. I was like, "Ah, I'm done, man. It just OCD. I want to constantly have everything updated, and is not, and then I just dropped it. So they've made it like this way, which is a good thing on one sense. And here comes the reason of why I booted this game up before I even started this video. The game takes forever to load. So when you do the first install, obviously that first boot up takes forever because they're uncompressing files and everything, whatever. Then when they did that big update, like last week, that took even longer to that boot took even longer, even though they told you in the patch notes. Because there's so much to talk about. What they did in that last patch, the big one, was they disabled a lot of the marketplace content from the last game from 2020 because it was causing bugs and stuff, and a lot of the content from that last game, the community content, comes over to this game. So what they've done is, with the latest patch, is disable it by default. And when you install that patch, because it's got to disable all that marketplace content, that boot took forever also. But now, I've got everything installed. I've done a couple of boots. Even then, it takes up to like 5 minutes, maybe even longer. I haven't fully timed it, but let's say minimum 3-4 minutes, could take up to 8 to just boot the game to get to this menu. So before we had the issue of, it took a couple of minutes to boot, then I have to update everything, and then I don't want to play. Now it's, up front, you have a 4 to 8 minute boot. Let's say 4 minutes, to be kind. Let's say 4 to 5 minutes boot. And then when we select a flight, if I go anywhere, I'm like, if I just, it takes a while. So if I just, and like the map, when you're moving around the globe and everything, feels more jerky this time. So if I go, I don't know where this is. Let's go here. Go fly now. Just curious. Like, also because a lot of it is server based, like that first week servers were getting hammered and everything took longer, and people just dropped it, right? It was like, I don't want to. Feels like I'm actually at a real airport. That was the meme going around, right? Feels like I'm at a real airport just waiting in queues. So yeah, so imagine now I'm 5-6 minutes to get into the game. Then I pick a place where I want to free fly from, because after you've done the career and everything, that's the main thing you're gonna be doing, right? Planning flight, pick a plane and go. And then now you have to wait here, which takes another couple of minutes. So remember, I was like, originally dropped that game was and it's actually way faster today. It's probably because I didn't load in the city as well. So yeah, couple of 5 minutes to boot up, at least 3 minutes to, like, if you're going into a well densely populated area. But like I said, they fixed one problem of, okay, you don't always have to keep the game updated, but now you always need an internet connection. I don't know if you can have everything downloaded and just work, and the loading times are even crazier. And again, especially if you're playing on console, people want that, we got SSDs now, you want that fast boot time. But I think that's just unacceptable. I don't know how much I would touch this game for 5 minutes to boot up the game and 3 minutes to load a new area. That's just crazy. Anyway, so that's like the technical stuff about this game out the way. They said they're gonna still keep working on it. The last thing I want to quickly touch on is, before we get into gameplay, is originally when they released 2020, they said, we're not gonna do another game. There's gonna be 2020 and it's done, and this is gonna be a platform, and we're gonna keep releasing planes for 2020, and the community is gonna work on it, and there's planes you could buy, and that's a whole problem in itself, how expensive those planes get and everything. And then 4 years later, no, whoops, joke, psych, we released another game, and now you got to buy the game again. You can import all your old content, but it seems like a lot of that is causing problems now. So it's like that's the main issue that is going on at the moment. It seems that importing a lot of that old content into this new game is causing a lot of the issues. So what did you remember your statements from 2020 about, there's gonna be one game, it's gonna be a platform, and so it maybe that wasn't even in their plans, and that's why all that old content is now causing major problems. So that was, again, that's a major, how expensive these simulator games can get, especially if you want to go hardcore and buy the sticks and everything, which also work on console. But you know, the whole thing was the reason a lot of people bought that last game was, oh no, they're gonna do this as a platform. We ain't gonna have to constantly update, buy a new game every couple of years like they did with the old Microsoft Flight Simulators. It's just gonna work forward. But you know, so that's not the case now. That is great that they got new tech and everything. There's gonna be new graphics and everything. But you know, like, that's not what you said originally. Like, that's all the drama and issues around the game and everything, you know. So if we actually get to like what is here, so just imagine it's that last game, but they've upgraded the tech of the clouds and the grass and the trees and everything like that. And the other big change they've done here, they've made this more of a video game, which seems weird to kind of say, because it doesn't feel like a video game on the console side, because the menus and the UI and the layout, everything, this just seems like it's the PC part slapped on consoles. Like, I hate the way they done the UI and the settings and everything. It's just like, why not make a version of that for console? Like, I'm sure console players will even take off, oh, all right, we get less of the adjustments, whatever, until we get into the game. But like, make a version of this game where it's just bam, 1 minute you're into a flight, you load the game, and everything could be loading in the background. Because of those reasons, it doesn't work well here as a console game. So anyway, sorry, rant. What they've done compared to the last game is this game is they've gamified it more. Remember, like, they add loads of free content for 2020 of extra planes and all that. What they've done here is, like, you know, now you got helicopters, you can fly gliders, you got balloons, so there's more activities to do. They've put a career mode in for you to experience those activities, because you know, it's that last game, but they've made it more of a video game. Does that make sense? Apologies, I've got a cough here as well. So if we quickly just going to settings here, so when you first boot up the game, it does all the accessibility settings. Settings wise is great. It's, again, it's hard to go through because it feels like it needs mouse and keyboard. And then they make you can make your avatar, and then you can make your co-pilot is just basically air quotes way of them saying, you know, the AI and the tutorial. So that's what you do at the beginning of the game. So, you know, if we go into graphic settings here, language, nothing crazy there. Sound settings, they got quite a lot here. I've adjusted the aircraft engine sounds down on the music, because like when we play racing games, you don't want to be hearing that constantly. All right, is this gonna dox me? Is there anything in here? Live weather, they had that in the last game, they still got it here. Let me show you current data consumption. I don't know if that's since I installed the game. And then I've put rolling cache limit 16. That's what it is default. And I've changed my bandwidth limit here to 100. And then camera, let's have a quick look here. So they've done something similar here like they did with the last game, where there's lots of shortcuts on the controller, like, you know, how to take off, how to like get rid of your parking brake and all that. All that is here also. We go through the tutorial, because I've stayed away from the tutorial stuff because I wanted to cover that in the video. And then you got flight model here, like how you adjust the overall flight model realism. And then when you go through that initial setup, it like asks like how many of the assists you want on. You got flight interface settings here, so like it feels like everything's here. And again, to some people that might be great. I mean, I don't mind that, but I just feel like it should be laid out better on the console side, you know. And here's all the assist stuff. It has two options when you boot up version. It's like, do you want fully assisted or like everything manual? I've just left this at default at the moment. Maybe we'll play with it more later to see how. Oh, come on. Oh, thank you, video game. If we go one more time. So yeah, that's the assist stuff. And then they got the control stuff, very similar to, remember how you could make presets in the last game? You could do the same thing here. They've got a default presets where they've added the shortcuts and everything on controller. They've got those saved, but then you can do extra stuff, because I think for the last game there was some stuff that we did for the view stuff, right, that we added presets to as well. And if you look at the accessibility controls, text size, narrator, audio, like Microsoft accessibility stuff is just like, 10 out of 10. There's like nothing you can complain about here. So yeah, that's everything there. If you're curious. And then I haven't checked out any of this stuff other than free flight. You obviously got the marketplace. Should we kind of should we I'm trying to think. Does this oh, the marketplace even here? What's going on here? Oh, actually, is that what they said? I think that was another thing that they said, like, oh, it's coming next year because, broken game. Maybe like, so the community is saying, oh, well, maybe they released it this year because it's got 2024 in the title and they had to get it out. But like, this game is not complete. Okay, so that's what is there. We go back here. Free flight, obviously we know what it is. You can pick a free flight. You could pick anywhere on the world. If you go here, you can like change like where you want to go, time of day, live weather on or off, and then you go here, and then you could like pick your like aircraft. If we just go, let's go this way. So I'm sure people will be curious. Oh, so this is this obviously because it's the Game Pass version of the game. There's like a deluxe version that gives you extra planes, whatever. But this is like the bog standard edition. So this what comes in the bog standard edition. You got your big Airbuses. You got your like Cessna style. You got more of these unique. I don't know what's the best phrase for them. Like on car games we would call them like prototypes, right? I don't got your jet planes. There's all your Cessnas here. Got your private Lear jets, water planes, it seems like. Another thing we're gonna see here in a second. Some of this stuff they added as like free DLC to the last game, right? Which we see here. So helicopters, they got helicopters here now. There's 5 here by default in the standard version. Gliders, you got 3 gliders here. And you got 2 balloons, and then what's the correct phrase for this? A blimp, is that it? You got that there. And what's in others? This is like like they did that for Dune, right? They made one of these for Dune, but this is like similar like concept planes, I want to say. And then you got your marketplace stuff. So you can, even though they've disabled that marketplace content, you can go into the options and you can re-enable that. But like I just left it as the default experience here because I don't want the game to break, right? So if you have got content from the last game, you can bring that over. But I think it's on a, try at your own risk kind of thing at the moment. Then you got your career mode. Let's have a look. What's in challenges? Challenge. Okay, this is something else they've gamified. They're making challenges that like last a week or something. Week 5. So yeah, it's last a week and see if you could do it again to gamify, and which is fine. I don't mind them doing that because sometimes this game was for the hardcore sim people, where I was like, no, I'm gonna plan a journey and I'm gonna fly from point A to B. It was like I ain't got that kind of imagination. So for them, making challenges that you load in every week is absolutely fine. That's cool that they did that here. You got like flight, so activities. You got flight training, rally races, low altitude landing challenges, which they showed off in the trailer. Red Bull, which is locked. National Championship was locked. Custom content. What's in custom content? Go to marketplace, buy stuff. Discover. So this is also what they did in the last game, right? They had like curated places that you should go fly over and check out, but it just seems like they got more, right? It was like what, 8 or something like that in the last game. That's a random number I pull up my ass. I don't know if that's true, but there was a couple, right? So we'll probably start off with flight training. That's where we're going first, and then world photography. I'm assuming that's just their photography mode, right? Uh, just fly around and take pictures. Is this what people have posted themselves? Let's do training first. Again, I don't know what they've done with the shortcuts and stuff here. So if we go basic, takeoff and landing, VFR, helicopter, glider. All right, let's go basics.
In the first part of this landing exercise, I want you to stay on the glide path by
Ooh,
using
look
the
at those
throttle.
pretty graphics.
You can make small corrections with the yoke to stay aligned with the runway. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path.
I'm distracted by the flicker.
Reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember
What?
though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate.
I wasn't paying attention. Align with the runway. What is going on with the game? Alright, stop flickering. Align with the runway.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
My God, the graphics are so screwed here, man.
You did well, but you can do better.
I was distracted by the game.
To pull back when above the flare height.
Here we are, flying along the Grezivon Valley in the French Alps. Look around while I am piloting. On your left-hand side, you can see the Belladon mountain range. And on your right-hand side, there are the Chartreuse Mountains.
Alright, now
Beautiful,
this looks nice.
On
Wait
the
for the
count of
first
three,
glitch
I will
to
give
take
you
us out.
control of the helicopter. Prepare to slightly push cyclic forward to maintain the correct attitude. 3, 2, 1. It's yours now.
What do you want to do? Apply cyclic control, left, right.
Using the cyclic, keep the helicopter in a straight and level flight along the Isar River you can see below. I will take care of the collective control and maintaining the altitude, so you can focus on our speed and ground track. Reach cruise speed of 80 knots. Push the cyclic to speed up, or pull the cyclic to slow down.
Reach riverbed, reach 80 kids airspeed. Wait, that's power, airspeed 80, okay.
Now try to maintain 80 knots through all maneuvers. To maintain the same speed, try to remember the position of the horizon line and maintain it visually in the same place. That will make sure you are flying with the same speed.
mean, the
Keep
horizon
flying
line is a
straight
little.
until the river begins curving to the right. See how you always need to keep the cyclic deflected to maintain
Oh
the
wait,
same attitude?
told you something that was gonna break our
After you found a
immersion.
proper cyclic position, use the cyclic's trim to release static forces.
Reach riverbed, maintain. Long shoot RV trim. Okay. Okay, so do I trim up? Maintain
Here we
AE.
are. Let's try some turns now. You see the river is turning right? Try to fly above the river and turn right together with its curve.
Man, you're gonna be using a lot of trim on a helicopters. Oh, my immersion!
Now
My
make a sharp left
immersion.
turn following the river line. But this
Also, I'm
time try to
using
make
the
the turn
rudders.
coordinated. Don't forget to use pedals to avoid any slip and skid, just like in airplanes.
Turn. Exactly what I'm doing. What do you mean? He tells me to do that now. I've been doing it for like 10 minutes.
Now you see how little pressure on the controls you need to control a helicopter. Let's do something you never do in airplanes. Let's bring our airspeed to 0 knots. Gently pull the cyclic back until you reach 0 knots.
Oh, you said gently. Oh, I should adjust my trim then as well.
This is called hovering out of ground effect. Feels interesting for airplane pilots, doesn't it? Keep the cyclic back to maintain 0 knots airspeed. Now try to use your trim to move the neutral position of your cyclic. You can trim the helicopter when you hover, when you climb, or when you are in
Ready
cruise.
did it.
This
One
releases
step
the
ahead.
forces on the stick and lets you better feel the controls. Nice. But just when you thought flying helicopters is all easy, I want to admit that currently I'm helping you stabilize our helicopter. You see, since we slowed down, the airflow over the tail is not enough to counteract the helicopter's rotating tendencies anymore. So I keep pushing the right pedal and adjusting our cyclic a little to stabilize our flight. Let me show you what happens when I stop helping you.
Oh.
Okay, I'm assisting you again. Don't let these rotating tendencies scare you. It is a fun challenge, and you will master it in no time during our next trainings. As for our today's lesson, I believe a little more practice with maintaining the correct speed would do you good. I would even recommend reviewing your old airplane trainings related to attitude and turns.
Welcome to the most thrilling 9 weeks of your flying career. I'm Lieutenant Diana Dreyer, call sign Apex, U.S. Naval Flight Instructor. I'm here to see if you've got what it takes to be an elite pilot in the FA-18E. Your goal is a high-performance takeoff with an unrestricted climb in full afterburner. First, Follow the line up and wait procedure.
Gently increase throttle by holding A. Wait, what happened? Oh. Wait, can I not see? Will you stop? Should probably consider turning down my audio for this because this and the big plane Airbus and all that get a bit loud.
Power to MIL and keep the jet centered down the runway.
How do I
Okay, max power.
light up afterburner by pressing RB and A twice?
Retract your gear and then set your flaps to auto. Start
Oh,
climbing.
flaps
Aim
auto
your
is up.
velocity vector at 10 degrees on your pitch scale. As you pass through 300 knots, pitch your nose up 45 degrees for the unrestricted climb.
Reach and maintain 45 degrees pitch.
Pitch up to 45 degrees.
Alright, I gotta go inside.
Pitch
This
up
thing
to
is
45
loud.
degrees. Pitch up to 45 degrees. Pitch up to 45 degrees. You made a number of mistakes today, but keep practicing to demonstrate your full potential. Let's go. Today we'll focus on ridge crossing, a vital skill for fighter pilots. It's a maneuver that allows pilots to hug terrain such as mountains and ridges. This flight profile allows you to maintain positive G-forces, speed, and a clear view ahead. Approach the top of the cloud, then prepare to perform a roll. As you can see, your HUD's bank angle information can't track beyond 45 degrees. At the top of the cloud, maintain a bank angle between 90 and 180 degrees, ideally right at 135.
No idea what you just said. Approach the top of the cloud.
Roll the jet.
Back
Descend to lower
the jet.
altitude, making sure to avoid contact with clouds. Maintain a bank of 135 degrees.
Left or right? I don't.
Maintain a bank of 135 degrees. Roll back to an upright attitude. Now return the jet to straight and level. Stabilize the jet at the base of your descent. Stabilize the jet at the base of your descent. Stabilize the jet
Man,
at the
this
base of your
this
descent.
thing feels the most video gamey.
Stabilize the jet at the base of your descent.
Yeah, what I'm doing now?
Let's get our bearings and return to the training area.
Right, still loading in.
Perfect
Still
weather for a
loading in.
flight out of nice Côte d'Azur, don't you think? We're on runway 22 left, and we're cleared for takeoff. Taking off in a 737 MAX obviously requires more speed and a longer runway than a single-engine prop plane. But luckily, we have some extra tools at our disposal to make the job
what
a little
happened to
easier
your
once we're
hair?
For starters, the
Yo, you
auto
need to talk
throttle
to your
manages
barber
engine power
because
to maintain a target airspeed, while the autopilot
boy, oh
keeps us
boy,
on track with navigation.
you
When
get
I
a
give the
refund
word,
for
we're
that.
going to execute a straight-out takeoff. After you
I
complete the initial climb,
probably wasn't
I'll
paying
take the
attention to
controls.
anything he said.
But first, check the FMC to look at our reference speeds.
Flight
I've
Simulator
already typed
2024
all
graphics
necessary
improved,
data.
by the way. Use right to look at the something.
Rotation speed, or VR, is at 129 knots. I'll
That's the
call
one thing
out
I'm
when we
looking
reach
at.
it. V1 is the speed under which you still can cancel your takeoff in case of a technical issue. V2 is the speed beyond which it is safe to take off even under a technical issue. Take a look at the PFD now. Once we hit VR, you just need to initiate a gentle rotation by pulling back on a yoke.
Okay.
The flight director is represented by a magenta crosshair on your PFD. Stay aligned with it for an optimal takeoff attitude. Next, let's review the thrust levers.
Maybe
As you can see,
they
you
didn't
have
want
two thrust
Microsoft
levers,
didn't want the
one for
Xbox
each
version
engine.
being shown off of this game.
One thing to be aware of during takeoff is for both engines to be stable and at the same value. Once you've made sure of that, you can press the toggle button to let the auto throttle take over. Now, let's monitor the engine parameters. On top of the MFD screen, you can see the engine's RPM. Make sure that they are always at the same level. Whenever you are ready to take off, go ahead and remove the parking brake.
Okay,
Okay,
do that.
we're ready to go. Apply half forward yoke. Then gently move both thrust levers to 40%.
Move thrust levers forward 40%. Switch to cockpit view. I would, but it's
Once you see
glitchy.
that both engines are equal and stable, press the toggle button located underneath the main handle on the thrust lever.
Select something. Press the toggle button X.
Use the rudder to keep us on the center line.
I don't want to go cockpit view. I can't see nothing. Also, every time I load in, it's just broken. Wow. This is gaming, by the way.
Positive climb. Gear up. Now stick to your flight plan by following the flight director until you reach 1,000 feet above ground level.
I would like to go outside and have a look, but night. Great.
You can now engage the autopilot. To do so, press the autopilot command and level change buttons.
Wait, how do I autopilot? Wait, now what? Switch. I did it. What? Okay. If we could do a bar roll in this. Hold on, I just wanna. Oh, wait. Did it freeze? What happened? Think no. It's man. Performance in 2020 was nowhere near this bad. I remember I haven't got any of 2020's content installed and like marketplace items. That's all. And this is the tutorial section as well, so you know they've loaded it in. Oh, wait, no, we don't want to do that. Level out. Kind of hard to do when you're dropping frames and like is 1 second freezes. All right, we get the idea. I was just curious. Oh, even the pause menu is taking forever to load. What is going on? Okay. And that. So we want to do career. Just to see what it is. And then we'll go discover just to, you know, ogle at the graphics. All right, we got it. What do you want me to do? Choose a start location. Let's choose little old Bristol. Doesn't Bristol have an airport? I mean, it does. I don't know why I said it like that. Like, I don't know if Bristol has an airport. Hold on. It's loading in. Doing something. Do it. Look. It's loading something. At the airport? That the airport? Alright, our starting location is here. Choose airport. That's what I was trying to do. But I feel I'm probably going, look at this tool. Hello there.
Hello there.
You must be.
You must be ONE Invisible B, right?
That's one. It's not even like the word is like hard to pronounce. It's one. ONE.
Welcome to Filton. I'm Scott, the owner of this aero club. Here at the club, we provide all the training lessons you need to get started and earn your private pilot license.
Please no. I just did so much training. Don't tell me you
Then, once you've earned your PPL, you can build up your flight hours and get more experience by taking people out on first flights. But before any of that, let's head outside and take a flight to get familiar with our aircraft and the local surroundings.
Oh my god, if you make me do all that again and it made it look like I had to do training separately and it was a part of career, I am done. For anybody don't know who when we cut this into a YouTube video, we just spent 2 hours going through loads of the training missions. That was under activities because it didn't make it look like it made it like career was just mission stuff, not take you through the basics.
You seemed comfortable out there. I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time. There's a laptop in the office that shows all the certification information you'll need for your PPL exam. Take a look.
This is unplayable. Like, honestly, unplayable.
Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career. Your first step is to work towards your private pilot license.
Okay, private pilot license. Yeah, I mean, okay, no, it's still loading. I cannot even load to throw around the flight simulator sphere grid. Out of Final Fantasy, now we have control. Oh no, it's gone again. It's locked again. Okay, go here.
All the training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
Start playing Gran Turismo, and then after that, you do your licenses, which I actually like doing. I'm not gonna lie. If this was like smoother and just work, it'd be fun. But you know, like my immersion is just totally gone by every single stutter.
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Come on, there you go. Oh no, there you don't go. Too jerky. No. There you go. There's one here. Press that to start, yes. Froze again. I mean, the engine start might take forever because it's froze again.
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds. Rely on what you have learned in your trainings and you'll be fine. Now, show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
Press left on D-pad to announce taxi. You didn't teach us that. Press RB and X to release parking brake.
Filton Traffic Cessna Golf. Yankee Bravo Juliet Mike is taxiing to runway 27.
Bit of a welly. Alright, I don't want to fail this, so I better slow down a little bit. Stop holds. Alright, enter runway.
Filton Traffic Cessna Golf. Yankee Bravo Juliet Mike taking off runway 27, left closed traffic.
Okay, can I enter it, or is he gonna... That's too fast. What does that say? It's too small. I can't. Do I take off now, or do I? Hold on. I'm. Initiate. Did that say initiate climb? Okay, so I take off from here. All right, go for it. Still stuttering. Climb to 700 feet. Use our trim. A bit of flaps. All right, no more flaps. We still need a bit of trim. Probably slow down a little bit. Make this. Oh, well, okay, if I failed, it's because the game literally froze. Video game. Climb to 12. Oh, come on. Like I'm scared to hold left now because when it gives me control back, I don't know.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah, that was not my fault.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Maybe the devs hate Bristol. So I didn't ever tested it here. Oh, I'm way too fast. Press that to announce position.
Filton traffic, Cessna Golf.
I don't understand why my trim keeps resetting. What's going on here? Maybe it's because of the auto controls? Still too fast. Again, I don't want to do this from inside because it's so much more. Oh, because it froze. Because it froze. And it's way more difficult. Alright, well, my 100 was pretty fast. Too fast? Are we though? Are we though?
500.
Oh no, don't please. This is not the time to freeze, video game. Also, I didn't press left to announce. Like, all of this should be loaded in. I don't understand what the issue is here. This is straight not my fault. Hold on. Can I pause? Okay, I paused. Are you going to load in now? Whatever you need to load in? Even the pause screen is taking forever. Okay. Okay. Everybody cross your fingers. Worst performing game of the year. I actually didn't think it was this bad. I heard about all the drama around, oh, it takes forever to load in and people got stuck in the loading screen. I thought like once you was in the game, it was just like, you know, popping textures and that. All right, let's go. Oh, and now my plane, look at, as my plane loaded in, is it just a square box now? This is
Filton
This
traffic
is-
Cessna Golf. Yankee Bravo Juliet Mike is on final runway 27 to land.
Stall. 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 Stall.
if we crash now.
Stall. Stall.
Oh, that is totally not my fault because the game just don't freeze, don't freeze, don't freeze, don't freeze, don't freeze. We can't even do a, oh, it might be a memory leak. Let's restart the game because it would take 10 minutes to load back into the game.
Stall. Stall.
I don't know how I landed that. I've got to be the greatest gamer on earth to land this during a free, like, you know. Alright, what do you want me to do? Man, if you paid money for this video game, I would be fuming on their level. Like, I'm playing the Game Pass version. And I'm mad. That goes, it freezes for them too. Now, trust me, we got a video up of 2020. It was nothing like this. It was smooth. Smooth. I don't think those buildings are meant to be there. What? That can't be right. Okay, I'm gonna drive through them on purpose. Just to see what happens. Wow, this is... We're driving through chat. What happens? What happens? Oh, it did something. Alright, let's see what it reloads as. Okay. Plane still hasn't loaded in, by the way. Like, if this was day one, I would understand. I was like, alright, servers are getting hammered. But there's no way this is the case now. Like, if it wasn't freezing every 20 seconds, like, maybe we could drive... Because they restarted the Xbox, it's the same. Hold on. Come on. This is oh my god, this is... You know what I'm worried about now? My controller battery is gonna die because it's been rumbling for like 20 minutes now.
Great job. There's always room for improvement, right?
What do you mean? Oh my god. Alright, all jokes aside, I wonder if the game legitimately needs a restart right now. Or if that was just that mission. Like, let's see what happens here. And then let's go back out to like explore places so we can see some of the curated stuff. I'm curious to see balloons though. Oh, it loaded. Wait, earn your wings. Congratulations for license air pass. Allow you to fly single engine airplanes in good weather condition. Private pilots cannot fly for commercial purposes. Okay. New aircraft flyable missions. You can now fly aircraft in missions. Congratulations on passing your PPL exam. Hopefully that's the first of many steps on your...
Congratulations on passing your PPL exam. Hopefully, your PPL allows you to fly recreationally and begin to build up your flight hours. First flight missions are a great way to increase your experience. Let's go back to headquarters and review the specializations board to learn more.
How about... No.
As you can see, the career journey of a pilot can take many different paths. As I said earlier, your PPL is the first step, allowing you to fly recreationally and perform first flight missions, taking people on tours around the local area. As you build up your flight hours and earn more certifications, other specializations will become available. Take a look around, then when you're ready, head to the missions list to see what's available.
Okay, this is all locked. I mean, for stuff to do, this is like great, right? It, like, again, makes it more gamey, which I've said a couple of times, but the execution is the problem. All right, I think it's... Let's go here.
On this map, you can see all the missions currently available to you. There's one mission currently available. Select it now.
I mean, no, because it's just gonna freeze. All right, now, you know what? That's hard. There's something wrong here. Maybe he's got a memory leak or something. I don't know. I've never seen... Okay, you know what I need to do, man? I've never seen a game to this location. I guess technically you could have done the last game, right? It just didn't think to go. It was just like, oh, Egypt. That's what was curated. Because again, it's not like they let you fly over Mecca, right? I would assume that's like 100% no-fly zone. I mean, I would imagine. I'm not sure. That loaded in pretty quick as well. Maybe they know the curated places that we have. This music's too loud. That's what like a lot of that download size is. Like, oh, the curated places, we're gonna make it so you load in quick. But I would have thought the same about the like the tutorials and everything. This plane's in. big that hotel is. Should have picked a better plane to cruise around in.
500.
What's my? All right, yeah, we get it. Music, beautiful. You are literally deaf from your video game. Okay, I pressed pause. Is doing something. I need to turn it off. Take it away for a moment. All we want to hear is the engine. Okay, it's literally. Have you? I don't. It's doing something. I press pause to go into settings. It's. Oh, yeah, this game. This game. Thoroughly broken. Like, I think it might have crashed. This is actually a bit shocking. Like, why? I don't understand why nobody at Microsoft didn't see this product and say, you know what? We should delay this because this just makes our entire console and our entire platform look bad. So what if it doesn't hit that 2024 release window? This is probably the worst performing game I've ever covered on the channel. This is probably worse than Cyberpunk. Motorized hot air balloon? Yo, I'm curious what that is. Alright, motorized hot air balloon. And then where do we want to go? What's this right here? Or can we go right here? Fly now? Where's my thunderstorm? Alright, I have no idea how you... What's the controls on this thing? Oh, I don't. Don't do that. Turn off. Parachute. How do I? I don't know why I did. And they didn't give us a tutorial for balloons also, so I have no idea. Fuel engine. Oh. What if we wanna? I wanna operate this. That position. Are you on? Why didn't they do a tutorial for this? Must be on ground to exit aircraft. I swear I saw a parachute. Parachute valve. Oh, I thought it was gonna let me parachute out. Oh, is there something? I remember what the custom controls we added to the last game as well was now. Like when you're outside the plane, we added a button combination for like you can zoom in and zoom out. You can fully see what's going on around you. Alright, that's not bad. Alright. Let's go main menu. Let's try one more of those curated. Because that was cool before the game crashed. Let's go toward that marker. What is it? Oh, that seems like a bit of a weird... Oh, maybe it's meant to be live. What? No, that's actually not loaded in correctly. All right, I don't know what the hell is this helicopter doing. All right, we're gonna land this bad boy somewhere. All right, something's happening. Something is happening. Oh, is it RB and left? Oh, can we get out? Hold on. What was it? This and oh, we can. Wait, really? Game just turned into arc. Oh, there's a run button. And they have actually, now that I remember, they have got animals and stuff in this, right? I mean, that's pretty cool that you can get out now and like, you know, it's it's not just Google Map images when you get up close. I mean, but it's still a flying game. Like, do I want all this stuff and the performance is so bad? You know, I don't know. I think with that, let's jump back into this. I think we're ready to give some final thoughts. We've been playing for like what 4.5 hours. A lot of that was like slowed down because you know, crashes and performance and all the problems we was having there. Let me. All right, I think we're gonna leave it on this screen and give some final thoughts. I wanted to pause and go out into the main menu where you could just see the globe and give some final thoughts. But this is the second time it's happened when you pick a curated mission, curated flyover that they pick, and you press pause and the game crashes. Like, and that's basically been my experience with this in the almost 5 hours we've been playing. We covered Flight Simulator 2020. That ran smoothly, you know, loading times aside, and always having to keep the game files updated and the world files updated over time. That got annoying, but you know, I didn't really have problems with that game of like crashing and like the amount there was texture popping, but like not the amount you've had here. So when this game works, I even want to say when this game works well, it works well, but I've like hardly got it to work well. This is easily probably the most buggy game I've ever played on the channel. I want to say it's probably in a worse state than when Cyberpunk and all the drama around that came out. Uh, this is probably in a worse state than that. And again, we're not covering this day one. We're covering this a month later when they've had two patches and one major patch that just came out last week. The excuse was, oh, week one, it was server issues. It's not server issues right now. We're not having you know, it's taking too long to loading and everything. Sure, it's the holidays, is the 17th, but I reckon some of the hype of this has died down. So it's not like everybody's willing, like jumping in to check this out right now. So I don't think it's a server issue, which goes to further prove no, this game is just buggy. It's very buggy. It's buggy on release, and sure, they might be able to clean up some of the things of oh. Long loading times and the game crashing on freezing, but like the performance issues of you know how long it takes to load in and the amount of texture popping and things you got, I don't know if they'll be able to improve that on console, because with 2020 I feel like some of that stuff got worse, it didn't get better. Like some of the server related issues here, sure, they'll probably be able to fix, but like how that all depends on like how broken is this game underneath when they released it. Like have they got major work to do yet? But like I'm kind of surprised because the whole conversation was like, oh, it's got 2024 in the name, and that's why they had to release it now, right? But if I was Microsoft, I would not have let this product come out, because sure, was one of their big games for the holidays, but this just makes like it's almost like this shouldn't even run on this console. This is like borderline an embarrassment. I'm shocked more people are not talking about this. And like I was saying, we didn't get a code for the console release, and when I was looking around, there was not much console coverage. I wonder if that was on purpose. Like maybe they didn't give access to the console version. Everybody was just playing it on Game Pass of their own accord when they had time, right? Because maybe the console version is in that much of a state. Like this is Like we've had people come into the channel today and check this out and say, "Oh, we've had these bugs and the training, like in one of the training tutorial missions, it doesn't explain how to start it, and everybody's had to go on Reddit and stuff to like how to bring up certain menus in the tutorial, and then they're going, oh, the pointer doesn't work." And they've already like disabled all content from 2020 to help fix. If that was some of the reasons, and I've got it set as basic default version here. I haven't installed any of my content from the previous game just to see what it would run like without any extra add-ons and everything, and still major problems. So yeah, I would say uh it's a small enough download where you don't have to worry about, oh, I've got to delete this off of my hard drive because it's taking up so much space and it's not working. Because again, it's like 28 and then about 20 temporary files, 20 gig temporary files. So it's not that big of a footprint. So maybe I'll keep it installed and come back to this months later to see if it works. Because like again, the dream of, oh, they can have that old server side, you don't have to install everything and all that would be cool, but this just does not flat out work at the moment, and it's absolutely shocking. Like this seems like a massive downgrade compared to 2020. If anything, I'm saying, oh, if you're interested in Flight Simulator and things like that, go check out the last game. Sure, that will bigger install sizes and takes a while to get running, and you have to download all the ward packs and everything. But once you get that up, I mean, it at least works as a product, right? So yeah, there you have it. I'm severely disappointed with this. Like, I love 2020. Flight Simulator 2020 was great. I grew up with the Flight Simulator games. When it finally came back around, I was so excited. But again, having to manually, tediously do all the world install, update installs was just got too much, and loading and everything. So I just didn't keep up with it. I thought it was like that was the big thing that they was gonna improve here, and it's like, if anything, the loading and all that's got worse. Sure, they've improved that you don't need to install the word packs all the time because that's on server side, but that's added in its own problems, right? So I'm I'm kind of curious to even come back to this like 6 months time. Is this gonna be fixed? I reckon some of these problems I don't think they could fix. Like some of those freezes, like 1, 2 to 5 second, just constant like stop and nothing's happening. I don't think that was because, oh, it's loading in stuff from the servers and that's why that's happening. I think that's just like game's straight broken. So yeah, there you have it. Shorter video will go up on YouTube. Longer video will be up on Twitch. I will try to cut this so it isn't just loading screens, because that's like half of this stream. That's all we've been experiencing, right? Popping problems, crashing, try show off as much as I can to see, so you can see what this is. Yeah, there you have it. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Are you playing this on Game Pass? Have you checked this out? Have you experienced the same problems? Everybody in my community who's playing on Xbox has experienced some, if not all of this. I'll be interested, right? Is this isolated to me? Is everybody's experiencing this? Again, if you're interested, when we cover 2020 also on Xbox Series X, that video's up on the channel, so you can compare and contrast if you want. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, follow and subscribe depending on the platforms you're watching. Speaking of that longer stream, it'll be over on Twitch. There'll be a link to that in the description also. Other than that, though, I think we're going to call it this one. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. Peace.